Hi, artists. All right, so if you want to choose to do this option, you are going to be creating something that looks something like this. You're going to make a stained glass leaf. These little purple parts in here is just my glue that's not quite done drying, so that'll dry clear. So I chose to use, I didn't have parchment paper. So if you also don't have parchment paper, I actually cut this shiny piece of plastic out of just a Ziploc baggie. So I just cut out the one side of it that doesn't have print on it. So if you also don't have parchment paper at your house, you can totally do that and do it that way. So let's go ahead and get into this and I'll show you how to make this. So I'm going to use the side that does not have the printed label on it. So I'm just cutting that one side out. So now I just have this sheet of clear plastic. It's mostly just important that it's mostly clear so you could see through it. Okay, so that's what I'm going to use. But first I'm going to start with my black sheet of construction paper. So you can use black paper or brown paper. If you don't have that, you can color a white piece of paper to be black or brown. What you're going to do is you're going to start by making a leaf shape. So you might want to look up different leaf shapes or even go outside and take a look at the leaves that you see out there, or just draw one from memory. So I'm going to draw one from memory. It doesn't have to look exactly like a leaf. So I'm just gonna draw whatever kind of leaf shape I think I want to make. Just make sure it's nice and big on your paper. Then I'm gonna make the stem down here. So kind of like a little rectangle for the stem. So you can see this is nice and big. It's like the size of my hand. All right, so now we're gonna keep this stem whole, but we're going to cut out part of the inside of this because this is all gonna be a border for our tissue paper. So I'm gonna just go inside this line a little bit, like maybe the length of my fingertip. And I'm gonna trace a length of my fingertip all the way around, just creating a border all the way around. So I'm going to go all the way around. Down here, I'm going to keep my stem whole. So I'm just going to cut it like a circle, like that. Just go right around it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the outside line, that very first line that I drew, all the way around. Okay, so I just finished out cutting my leaf. Now I need to cut out this middle line, but I don't want to go in like this because I want this whole piece to stay as one big loop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold my paper sort of in half, and I'm just going to make a cut right in the middle. So then when I open it up, I have a cut that I can go through. And now I'm going to go through my cut that I just made in the middle of my paper to one of my lines, and then I'm going to follow that line all the way around. So I'm just following along all of the pencil lines that I made all the way around my leaf. Okay, so I just cut out this inside part. I don't need this part anymore, so I'll throw that part away. This is the part that I need. This is my border for my leaf. So now once you have this part, you're going to take your parchment paper or that part of a Ziploc baggie that you're using. I have mine right here. You're going to put glue all the way around this border on one side and then stick it down on top of your parchment paper or your clear paper. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So again, I'm just putting glue all the way around the whole border. Now I'm just going to stick this with the glue side on top of my parchment paper, my part of a Ziploc bag. So I'm just going to start picking up pieces of tissue paper that I like and attaching them wherever I want on here. But we want most of the color to be on the inside here because the stuff out here is going to get cut off. You can even overlap some of the colors too. I'm putting this red a little bit on top of that orange. So you can kind of do whatever you want and just fill in that leaf. All right, so I've just finished putting my last piece on my leaf. And now my very last step, I'm gonna pick up my leaf, flip it over. You can see I've still got some glue that's drying. If you used a glue stick that is purple like I did, it'll just dry clear, but you just have to wait for it to dry. So you won't see this purple once it's dried. So the very last step, you're gonna go around and cut along that black outline. So cut around the outside to cut off the extra plastic or parchment paper and the extra colors that you don't need. So I'm just gonna cut all the way around the outside of my leaf. All right, and now I'm just gonna throw away these scraps, and here is my finished leaf. All right, artists, I hope you had tons of fun. Again, if you wanna hang this in your window and see how the light looks when it shines through it, that would be so awesome. You can decorate your house. You can even make some more of these if you want. All right, bye, artists.